God, we're not afraid. We have no fear. We sing it. I give my. Say it for the generation of the earth who are longing and looking for you. Come on, say it. I give my. You're saying, God, here I am. I withhold nothing. I give you my everything. I give my. So you. I love not my life even unto death. I say, I give my. You might not even know what that completely means, but God's looking for a generation. I give my. Who will say it unashamed. Come on, lift up your voice just one more time and say it. I give myself away. Give myself away. I give myself away. Give myself away. And we say yes, 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 Lord, yes. We say yes. Even before you ask us the question, God, yeah, this is the word of agreement between heaven and earth. Oh, yes, Lord, yes. Come on, all over this room from your heart. We say yes. Say, we say yes. Oh, God, we say yes. 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 Come on, there's a surrender happening in this room. We say yes. We submit to you, yes. We belong to you, yes. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Say we say yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. We surrender. We say yes. We surrender all. Oh, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Let a generation cry. We say yes.
Good evening to all the listeners of WeFM, and perhaps you are wondering what is happening. Service. The operator decided that he's going to put us in this type of mood so that we could be real calm and Christ-like this evening. We are here. My good friend Stephen is not here with us. He's overseas, but Kingsley I don't know how to describe him. A troublemaker. I would want to refer to him as the troublemaker because Kingsley oftentimes love to make trouble. And I am here as Kingsley would call me, the ULP defender. I have no problem. I keep saying, I have no problem. That name, I have no problem with that one because I have no problem defending what is good. And it is my opinion that the ULP has been very good for this country and its people.
Yeah, well, Mr. Glasgow, just let the people know I'm here, but I'm waiting on a particular phone call from Dr. Davy because I'm having a problem when I speak. I'm losing my breath. So we're going to do what we have to do, but we're going to let you take most of the communication. I hope you come prepared because you sat on this program and did it for 1 hour and 45 minutes already. So you should be doing great.
Well, Kingsley,
you admitted that night you were nervous for the first 15 minutes, but Kamal keep you good.
Well, Kamal is always a good person to have around. Tonight, as you know, it's the open forum.
Yes.
So really and truly, it's not a difficult program to carry because it's your program. It's the people's program.
Yes.
All right? So tonight, we are here, and as I said, it's the open forum. Any topic, you choose it. We will entertain. We will see what contribution we could make. If we can help, we will help. But I want to start as we started out in such good spirit about what is happening in this country as it relates to gun violence, and it is a serious problem, Kingsley. In our last program, some people want to associate the issue of crime, and I have no problem. I agree that some crime has a relationship with poverty. But when you look at the type of crime
Anta, you hear that?
That is taking place in St. Vincent, Kingsley, I do not associate
Poverty with them.
No. And you may disagree with me, and that you have that right to do so. But let us look at it closely. The type of crime, violent crime, that is taking place in this country, and see how you could associate it with poverty. Petty theft and those type of things could be as a result of poverty. Could be, I'm saying, because in some cases it is not. Some people just have bad habits. Yeah? So I am saying, yes, those could be. And even other violent crime could be associated with poverty also. But when you check the type of crime and the violent crime that is taking place in this country, Kingsley, I see it as greed in a lot of instances and get rich quick mentality. A lot of our people do not want to work hard, but they want to become millionaires. They want to get rich without working hard to become. And to become rich, Kingsley, is not an easy thing.
Definitely not. I've been trying since I born.
Yeah, it's not easy. A lot of people, in order to be rich people, they either born into riches or they fall into some luck. A business, when I say even it is even luck, because you may invest into a business and it may fail.
Well, I heard the Honorable elected parliamentarian for East St. George say yesterday where they opened his shop. While the government is encouraging young people to get involved, they must focus because not every business you try will success.
Very much so.
Time fail.
Yes. So we have to understand that. So whenever you invest into a business and it take off, we have this, it's luck. Because the possibility is that it may not have taken off. Because, as I said, a lot of people try and they fail. It didn't take off, the business didn't take off. So whatever business that you go into, maybe this is the right time for it, and you take off and, you fall into that luck.
Yeah. But
Right.
I agree with you that if when you're doing business or any kind of businesses you're doing, you have to be focused and hope that your customer service attract people to come to your business place, because without that kind of luck, you ain't going nowhere, Because if you're providing a service, the service you provide is for people to come to your business place to get that service and services. And if you don't get that people coming, it's got every business can struggle.
And we have to understand too that our population is a very small one. Yeah?
Yeah,
It's not.
And just to compound what Glasgow saying, you go count on one and how much Kentucky Fried Chicken is in Trinidad had over 30. And you may say, why you come to the conclusion? Just to reinforce what Glasgow say, Trinidad had 1.5 million people. We have 110,000 people.
110,000.
Yeah. So the strength is not in terms of the
Yes.
economy.
So in those countries with millions,
Yes.
1 cent, a 1 cent profit, you could become rich from that.
It's a big profit, brother.
You understand? But not in St. Vincent.
Yeah.
That 1 cent, you're not going nowhere with a cent. All right. So we have to take all those things into consideration in terms of going into a business and your investment, in terms of the size of the population. So you have to measure carefully the type of business that you're going into, because if you don't have the volume,
Yes.
you understand, to deal with them.
Well, I agree with you. I don't know if you all listen to Camilo Gonzalez, but he made mention of that. We're not speaking for him, and we're not speaking exactly what he said, but I understand that he was saying that you have to be focused. You have to have quality service, and you have to find a way to encourage people to come to your businesses, because, hey, I've been operating the taxi since 1983. Between 2021 and 2023, my business has fallen off big time because of the COVID-19,
Yes.
the last of eruption,
Yes.
and the young people getting into the business now. And while I'm aging, they are coming. So they're providing that competition for me. Competition, if you market properly, does well. But if you're in it for a while and you have a clientele, you see it falling off, you have to ask yourself, what I'm doing wrong and what I'm not doing. And are you saying it's just because of competition?
Yes.
Not because the quality of the service I offer is drop, but people could have taxis here, there, and everywhere at the fingertip. So we have to be very mindful of what takes place in the competitive nature in businesses in St. Vincent and Grenadines, regionally and internationally.
Yes. So I'm saying that, that our young people have to be prepared to work hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, because I heard the Prime Minister alongside his son saying yesterday that the Prime program and the Prime grant was that money you have to pay back. But they had to do an assessment on you to see if you deserve the money and what you're going to do with this money. It's from $250 to $4,000 to $40,000. And from listening to the message, like, most of the investment paid off well.
Well, that is good news.
And I've definitely good news, because the NDP did pretty politics with that. And I think from what I heard yesterday and pay attention to the Prime, I even listened to the Honorable Deputy Leader of the ULP speaking to over the river, where they deliver 21 new houses for people. And you and I was speaking about the impact of the negative impact of the volcano eruption and COVID in the last 3 years, and where people were struggling. So those two things I heard over the last couple of days is welcome initiative by the ULP and the government and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to make sure that the young people using the Prime for what it was really made out for, and they're monitoring the Prime to see that the money is being spent as it ought to spend. And I also heard the Minister, Camilo Gonzalez, saying that there are lots of people who apply for Prime. They are feeling that they are being neglected. No, the authorities is making assessment of the application.
Mhm.
You might say it's a lengthy thing, but they have to do what they do, because to take my money and to give you it like that,
Yes.
and they have to make sure that
And
you're in
and you know, Kingsley, because I know for sure that it had some
of course,
bad eggs.
fall
You
through the
know,
crack.
you would always have those
Yeah,
persons
yeah.
who would, take the money and really.
Yeah, because I heard Kabila saying yesterday that some people apply for Prime to buy a car.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to get involved in a taxi service or delivery service, but to buy a car to a flam,
To flam.
no, we can't encourage it.
Yeah. So clearly they have to, be careful
Yeah.
and do a proper assessment of the individual to make sure that they are serious in terms of the business that they're intending to establish, to make sure that the money is well spent.
Yeah, but before you go on to the next topic, I spoke to your friend. He told me to leave Curtis King alone. Good night, Ashford Woods. Yeah, right.
Yeah, Curtis, we can go on that, just now. But something else that I want to start a debate on, Kingsley, because we're talking about, the government, and they have a popular saying. A lot of Christians, I hear them say it all the time, that God does establish, he sets up government. God sets up government.
You believe that?
And he takes down government.
He ordained leadership, but I don't think he sets up government.
Well, you looking for trouble again. It's a debate, the conversation I want us to engage in, because like you, I don't believe that.
You don't believe that?
And I said that.
You don't believe what?
That God sets up government.
Yeah.
Gone the days when he used to do that. The people call for the king, and he decide, that, okay, you choose. So therefore, the people of St. Vincent, wherever they have elections, it's not God choosing, it is the people.
Yeah, okay. He give them the wisdom to make that choice.
That power, that free will to choose whoever.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter who you choose. That's it. That is your choice.
Yes. You deal with the consequences of your choice after.
Of course.
Yes.
And the debate, Kingsley, where I said to those Christians, I said, therefore, you have to be careful. If God established it, then you as a Christian cannot now go against what God has set up.
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes. Right, Pastor Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If God set it up, therefore, in my humble opinion, as a Christian, you ought to support.
When I say Pastor Chris, you know what we're referring to, right? I see a smile. I hope you
Therefore, I am saying, as a Christian, in my humble opinion, if God set it up, and you are a servant of God,
you have to be obedient.
You have to be obedient to what God.
Yes.
So you have to be careful. For me to now go and fight against or try to take down what God has established, to me, that is being...
no, but you're right, because not calling Chris' name in the negative, but Chris' name come to mind because when I read some of his comments and when I speak to him, it appears that Chris is struggling with the governments and the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I don't know what sort of battle around he has with Ralph Gonsalves and the LP, but sometimes I wonder.
You think that is the case?
Because Chris knows the Bible. Chris knows what is important as a Christian. But as you say, they always come and tell that God build up government.
He sets up.
And he could take them down.
Yes.
I wonder if they really believe that.
Well, apparently they does not. Because I make the point to them all the time. I say to persons who tell me that, God, I said, come on, be careful what you are saying.
Yeah.
Because if you are saying that, if you believe that he is who sets up the government, therefore, as a Christian, you ought to, therefore, abide
Yes.
and support that government until
The people make a change.
until God, because remember they say,
It's
that is
God.
what they say.
Yeah.
Until God ready to take down
Yes.
that government that he would have set up.
I know you mentioned that our friend deceased Pana Kami QC did say before he died that he was of the opinion that God ordained leaders, and Ralph Gonsalves presently, Judith Volcano, is the right person to lead civilization. And I did support Pana Campbell's position because I didn't think that the others potentially out there had that experience to deal with the issue of what was confronting civilization in the Grenadians.
Well, I support the fact that Ralph Gonsalves was and is the man for the time.
Mhm.
And he has proven, because I make the point already that St. Vincent has been lifted up, elevated. And it is as a result of the leader that we have.
Somebody may say,
Because of his,
Glasgow, why you saying that? Our education revolution, the building of the international airport, our foreign policy, and where we're going.
the
Is it
charisma
policy?
of the individual,
Hmm.
the relationships that he built with foreign leaders.
Yes.
It is because of that individual and his,
Yes. His connection. His
yes, that's all
relationship,
I'm saying.
his
No, he's,
communication aspect. Yes. From that
we
time,
can't run away from the fact that he's a special, gifted person in that regard.
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
And it has helped St. Vincent. It is because of his personal relationship with people like Chavez and Fidel Castro why we have Argyle International Airport.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Without him, there was not going to be any Argyle International Airport. Let me understand that.
I am convinced, Glasgow, that Israel Gonsalves' person-to-person relationship, his determination to build an airport without having cash in hand, is because of Ralph's attitude towards people and friendly government relationships. I'm convinced. Because, so James said he had the money body packet. That's why we can't find that. He used to, when Jerry Trollline for him, he said, find it where?
Where?
You could imagine if NDP won that 2025 election, 205, what would have become of this part today? I don't know where they will find the money to continue. So
It wasn't going to happen.
regardless to how you feel about Ralph Gonsalves, think outside the box. What we've seen at Argyle as the airport, the people through Ralph Gonsalves have big a sacrifice, and the airport is there. So I agree with you.
Mhm. So we can't run away from those facts. And those who want to bury their heads in the sand, and an individual told me that, a guy who he does not support the government,
Mm.
but he said, one of the reasons why Ralph continued to remain there, because the NDP and the supporters are overdoing the individual. They are demonizing this man unfairly.
Mm.
Yeah?
Yes.
And that is a fact. All of us, Kingsley,
Well-
have our faults and our weaknesses.
They've been calling him one term Papa, but
Yeah.
they come back and they call him long term now.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you could be right.
I-
Because we know the personalization that they got and where they were going with the issue and the Prime Minister over the last couple of years. It's like I said last week, Ejidin spoke for 12 years. Oh,
Yeah.
he's a cook. Well, he wasn't too convincing. They had to throw you overboard. They have Margaret London and Colin Graham and Board Francer been talking every day
and
not making any difference.
and then they
at all.
talk about, who is responsible for it in this country.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is those programs, those talkers that is responsible.
Yeah.
I used to, want to be in between there and blaming, but I put the blame. I said it. I have come to the realization that it is those talk shows that is responsible for the division that we have in this country politically.
Yeah.
Squarely, I throw it at the feet of the NDP.
Yeah, you want
Every day, every night, Sunday, Monday, every day.
You want to make any comment or commentary, 4579994. You can call that number, you can WhatsApp, or you can give us a call on 4579997. Glasgow is taking the lead in the discussion because I am having a little issue with breath and breath control. So, but I'm okay.
And remember, that it is your program.
Yes.
Join in the debate. We talk about, the issue of the setting up
Of government. Ideation of leaders.
Yes, and we talk about, the issue of crime and what is,
infrastructure development idea.
Main responsible for thing. In St. Vincent presently, there is a construction boom.
Well, Glasgow, I was driving somebody last week, and on the way to Kingston, we met 5 trailer trucks for cement. The man asked me if it is produced cement there. I said, no, all that's importation. All that is importation. We seem to have a caller.
Yes. Caller, welcome to the program.
Right.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Glasgow. Good evening. How are you, sir?
And good evening to you. I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, don't blow it. Blow in the right direction. Just good evening. Hey, Kamal. How are you? Glasgow, I'm telling you, I remember in with you tonight, man. You're on the right track. What a government. Oh, God. But Kingsley, let me tell you something. Ralph Gonsalves didn't just wake up yesterday and decided that he was going to build an international airport. Let me tell you something. In 1985, I had lunch with Ralph Gonsalves at the Bounty. And he said to me, Janet, if I ever, word for word, and I know he have a memory like an elephant, word for word, he said, Janet, if I ever give a chance to become prime minister of this country, he said 3 things are working on first. No child will be left behind. Every child will have a secondary education, free. And here, Glasgow are directing to you tonight. I remember in with you. My belly moved because here, I didn't get the chance to get the education that I wanted. You hear me? Listen, my father sent me to live with his brother wife and her grandson. You know the caliber that he was? The governor of the central bank. But here, she tell him, don't send me school because girl children ain't coming out. Nothing good these days. So that moved me when he said that. He said medication would be free for all. That was the second thing that moved me to because my mother was hypertensive and a diabetic. I was the breadwinner, a young girl, and because she used to work in the road and she had to stop. And here, sometime when at that time, you had 3 drugstores, if I can remember, Bowman, Reliance Pharmacy, and Royal Pharmacy. Sometimes the hospital don't have, and I had to buy it, so you had to cut it in half. But what I didn't buy from him when he speak about the international airport, because I wondered to myself, I said, where is he gonna put that? Because I use the traffic for a living. I go to Puerto Rico, St. Martin, and everywhere was flat. So I said, where is he gonna put it? I had a relationship with an NDP man, and when I told him, he said, Juanita, you ain't stupid, you're a McGrath Gonsalves, stupid. Which part in St. Vincent you think he could put an international airport? He said that is politics. I said, well, that one kind of bother me. Don't we have that airport out there today to show Wendell?
Amen.
He didn't wake up and think that I telling you about 1985 when everybody, this evening I sat here and tears come to my eyes when I heard about the deliverance of the house and stuff like that. You know why? Even my party, I born labor and I ain't changing. I get some licks from my comrades when I used to go and like listen to him if he come up shafts and stuff like that. And they used to say, oh, if you have 2 houses, he go take away one. How many houses has he built for poor people?
Yes. Yes.
If you have 2 goats, he go take away one.
Nonsense.
And here today, if you have a disaster, he say, if you lost a Falca, come to him.
And let me make this clear to our listeners, to the people of this country. This thing doesn't happen nowhere else.
Nowhere else.
Nowhere else it doesn't happen. In the mighty America, your house burned down, you lose your thing, you had to struggle to build it back.
But exactly, I mean, today I live in a country where it have everything, Wendell. So don't pay your rent and later evict and go see if you could tell government that you are somewhere to live.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking with a man friend of mine today, and here I will say this on air. Some of my comrades might not agree with me, and NDP people, but here St. Vincent is only so big, and they may not like it, but they will get used to it. And I told him that I think it's time now that the government start to go up because if he continue to give individual, we ain't gonna have no land unless he have it in his brain how we going to extend St. Vincent up in the air.
Mm-hmm. You're right on that
think,
one.
No, here, Wendell, I'm serious. He needs now to start to build apartment building. And here they say, and I mean this, if it's even me, Janet Phillips, old people, yes, you give them lifetime in a place. Yes, they may have a daughter, they may have a son, or they may have a granddaughter to take care of them. But here is Wendell. In the meantime, when that person live, they're taking care of that old couple or person that not paying any rent. Prepare for yourself. When that person life ended, you move it on to another old person. They shouldn't own it.
Yeah. I agree. I am in total agreement with you on that
the
one.
time will come when you won't have anywhere to put them. Because we only have so much land and we have to keep some to feed ourselves.
But you make
So
that.
if you take that part,
It is
and
just.
if you have
Let me come in here. Just Sunday, and I will call the name of the person who and I was in discussion, and he was saying, "My God, he's scared that our good agricultural lands are being taken up for housing." And we have to be
take the ball by the hand.
yes, we have to be concerned. Yeah.
I am concerned. Why people want somewhere to live and start to go up 4-story. Yes, you got to start to build apartment building. This individual house won't be able to work. And giving it to old people, yes, but their lifetime. Because when they move, you pass it on to another person because people will get old every day and will always need somewhere to live.
Well,
we have our pride and we like our individual house. But here, John Burns tell me that the wall has changed. But here, the wall changed for some people for the wrong things.
You are making a very, very, very valid point there. You're on course, and I because I know.
And I can call him. I was talking to my best man friend today, Burns Bonadi. And I said that to him this morning. If he's listening, he could testify. I told him that, and he said he paid. I didn't even think that. I said, well, here, you and the comrade go take this suggestion to me. Got to make a hall with these individual house now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, so that's okay. Carl, I hope you chime in tonight, because here they say Carl said that it's 23 years they're trying to get their hands to see which cookie jar they could get the camera hand into and they can't get it in there yet. A gentleman said last week he tell Kingsley that I say that he wants me to know that Ralph Gonsalves and Mr. Friday, Dr. Friday, has the same political certificate. And I knows that, but the certificate in your hand is not demonstrating that we are. You think that if the NDP and Kingsley, I know you underneath with this, but hey, boyfriend, I ain't vexing. No, I ain't vexing with you for your back your party, because here you can't detour me from my zone. You understand what I'm saying?
But these days, I don't even know. I am here.
Well, here I go tell you something, Glasgow. Who's to say that I could talk politics another week. I think that.
I listen to Kingsley, and it's not conversation with him and I. I hear I'm not on Facebook, but people does show me things and, say, listen to this.
Yes.
And I hear Kingsley asking the question, where the NDP doing? Where they going? Where is the young candidates? Where is the 50-year-old?
Yeah, I know, but sometimes he does get me really,
Oh,
really
sheriffs.
because he knows better, but he just country for herself.
Exactly. You
Kingsley
understand
knows.
him very
that's
well,
why
and I
people-
also.
When people call me and I say, man, don't worry with things, man. You thinking things, you have things, you are the NDP win. And things I telling you to your face. And here, let me say to the listeners, because people think things and I just discuss politics off it. Glasgow,
Yes.
is sitting there before you. It's only on this radio station I could speak my mind to Kingsley. If I say Kingsley, wait, it's true. You don't discuss politics. If I say Kingsley, you're going to talk about tonight. I can't tell you that. Don't ask me that. Stay
Yes.
tuned. Look in there. I'm lying. We don't discuss politics off here. So I don't want people to think, well, I'm saying this to him now and I know why he just come and talk about. I don't. You understand?
Yes.
So, yeah. So, Max, good night. Oh, before I go, Glasgow, you tell me about this one. Hey, last week I said that Vincentian has a horse riding and they're planning to get off and walk. But when they get off and walk, if a dead ants could bring news with me because I live good even with the ants.
Mhm.
By the time they get off, this and the pitch get too hot and they start complaining how the pitch hot, the horse done gallop, gone but the business in the stable, eat, hay, drink water, and lie down with the foot cock up enjoying life.
Yeah.
A gentleman called, Max calling and said to Kingsley, Kingsley, if I have a horse riding and I going up and it reach Hospital Road and it ain't going, we gonna do? Ain't gonna get off? And Kingsley agree with him. But here the part what they miss, Glasgow.
Yes.
If
If it stop. Yes.
you
Yes.
understand,
But the
they
horse
have a
keep
couple.
going.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
There are couple 2 letters word that we have to be careful how we say them. You see, if, so, no, go. We have to be careful when we say them. You use the word if, but the horse continue to go every day and going at a faster speed with nobody expected. But one day they go call Ralph Gonsalves name. You mark my word. Okay. Good night, Mr. Weeks. I heard you today. Good contribution as usual, man. I'm telling you. When you talk, people don't only hear, but they listen. Mr. Sears, I haven't heard you in a long time. Hope all is well. Mr. Mason, Mr. Horn, and everybody. Good night, Kingsley. I know they got bonfire and say give me all the time.
I am not in
It's not
control.
Glasgow
Glasgow
Kingsley.
is in
It's
control.
me. It's me. So let them leave Kingsley alone.
Yeah, and hear this, you see, but he is who did this too, because he used to say Anetta, and people didn't know who was on radio. From the time he started to call the family name Anta, look in there, everybody, Kingsley, that's Anita, that's my Anta, that's my Anta, and all I just say, he's coming for somebody want to talk to you. So everybody meet. Janet, good night. Okay, I'm gone, man. I have enough of listening. Glasgow, all you get home safe. Yes.
Thank you very
Bye.
much for your
You're very
contribution
welcome.
tonight.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Yes, sir.
We're really, really good contribution, Kingsley.
But Glasgow,
Yes.
I got a job on Monday, and the gentleman said to me, and I hope his wife is listening. She's in Canada. She recommended him to take my taxi. He said, but I don't know him. She turned to him and said, look for the man with the biggest head and the prettiest voice. And soon as he came out, he pointed me out and he said, my wife tell me to take your taxi. And for identification's sake, they married to 2 sisters, and I'm sure that she's listening. Let me say good evening to my first cousin who I love so much, Jacqueline Jordan. Good night to you, Jacqueline. You are the mom listening. And Janet Matthews and Patsy Hola, Glasgow. Anything you want to continue to speak about?
Yes, Kingsley. So the other thing that I heard the debate started in our last program. I don't know where it is coming from. I don't know where my friend Stephen Joachim is going with this one on the issue of, it seems as though.
But before you go on to that, then, I want to come on to acknowledge all those posts. I can't imagine if you see a big glass and we have somebody coming in there. See this.
We have a caller. Caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Yeah, greeting and blessed love, my brother and brother Kingsley.
Yeah,
Hope you get well with that. Yeah? You need to soak some aloes and gargle it, okay? Sometimes things start from your tongue, so it's good.
Yeah,
For a long time I want, but I don't see you. I don't watch on the road, so I don't see you what to put it to you long. Because listen you when you speak on the radio, and I say it in a voice.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
know
yeah.
I say something wrong with
Yeah,
Kingsley's voice.
yeah, having a
Give
chat.
a lot of people that remedy already, and it helps a bit, but you still need to check it medically out to make sure, you know what I mean?
Having a challenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, give thanks to Mr. Glasgow, you're holding the fort good.
Yes, my brother.
Glasgow,
Yes.
I never been to Bongo Shaka here.
I know. We know it is Bongo Shaka.
Brother Glasgow, so I was asked you, I never interact you, but you used to go to St. Martin's School?
No, I never went to St. Martin.
Oh, because there's a bridge in Glasgow. I've seen it for years,
That-
and
that-
I was
that's-
wondering, you know what I mean?
I know who you're talking about. That has to be my cousin Leon.
Yeah.
That has to be my cousin Leon.
Oh, right, Leon, right.
Yes.
Your cousin, and you sing song just like him, and you big and strappy like him too.
I'm not as big as him.
Kingsley towering over your Kingsley.
Yeah.
You the same height. Oh, well, I know that.
Glasgow.
Never see a girl.
Glasgow.
Yes, he used to work income tax after he leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, the treasury.
Okay, now let me get into our discussion. Brother Glasgow, I'm going to touch on two things basically what you said.
Yes.
I I do agree with you because I've said the same thing on one of those talks to hold for the opposition party. I'm not going to call the name because if he listens, he'll know is he. Okay, and I keep him doing it. One thing he was, before he started with the program, he was on Boomer. I pull him up on it and another time. I say, look, you cannot be all the time demonizing a person. You cannot be demonizing the premise or comrade, okay, all the time like that. I say, what I've noticed a trend in the world, because I listen a lot of world news and check what's happening in the world, right?
Mhm.
What I notice a lot of leaders that people demonize, that's the key word as you said, right?
Mhm.
You find people cling to you and even attach to you more and more, bit by bit. And when you think you join with people, no, you know, because sometimes you just flinging out things like that and you have no substantial evidence. You're not based on an evidential discussion or fact discussion, okay? And this name calling, right?
Mhm.
I never like it. And I see people who's actually doing their program is doing it, not right, okay? These are things, Brother Glasgow King, you remember when you lick a ball, maybe you call your brother, sister name, a nickname, as we say.
Yeah.
Mom will say, stop that. Do not, you know?
Yeah.
Those are things when you're a child, you behave as a child. When you become a man, you behave in man action and man principles. So I don't ever never like this thing, you know? And the ULP government is a Taliban, is a this gangster, this. I wonder why these guys say these things. These things are not right. You cannot, that's why you cannot jump people to you at all. You turn our people. So I agree with you pertaining to that. And people stop doing it. There are some people like they're obsessed with comrade. By the time they start talking, if you talk about a pound of sugar, you have to say something with comrade and they gone off on a tangent.
Yeah.
You know, those things are not right. We big people, let's be big people. If you talk on the side when me and Young Kingsley talk, it's a different thing. But when you're in a public forum, public domain, which is, you know, it goes all over the world, you got to be mindful of how you speak. People, that's why we all refer to the Bajan people. When you listen to the discussion, like Got the Pork and other program you used to have, I just stay right in and interact with the pro in Barbados because I know some of the brethren in Barbados, some of the station, you know. So I used to interact with them, make tremendous contribution because people just say, yeah, the man contribution. So, you know, we here to edify one another. That's why I don't like use of the time just to talk. You speaking and I'm writing down things. If you come in my home, I'll tell people you see things right down all over the place, right? I formulate my days first and make sure I have my thing right at a target, right? So another thing you said, Kingsley, I think you gotta send Brother Glasgow some theological college, you know, because he sounded and some of them past and preaching about. You see this thing about God. I don't use the word God, but I'm telling you how you put it. But God set up government. I'm asking them, which God? You know,
Yeah.
fasting bring thing out the scriptures, and sometimes the way it was said in scripture, if you read the whole paragraph in scripture, it was fitting for certain time, as you said, with certain things that was
Yes,
happening,
yes,
transpiring.
Yes.
And when ISIS, the Christ man came on earth, it's a new dispensation that we say
Definitely.
they come to condemn, but come to build upon with there.
Definitely.
You know, just like we have made
Mm.
laws and changed laws for the time, because there's certain things in the constitution need to revisit and get rid of, because you gotta walk towards the time, because
Yes.
time evolves and things improve more and more. So I
Yeah.
have no problem with taking out things out of the country and take them step by step, bit by
Yes.
bit, and get them changed. If you can't do the whole constitutional thing matter,
Reform.
you know, you take it that way.
Yeah.
So I agree with you with that. That was Fallies who saying these things, you know. Another thing, you see about the prime program that you said. Now I was looking Friday when I was going to karate class at the band pass to Glen, I saw Carmelo, right?
Yes.
I was wondering what he doing there, but now I realize what they were doing there.
Yes.
But Glasgow and Kings, you know, I'm saying, and your friend was just called, even with the apartments and so, right? But I had an idea. The shop, it only was 6 shops. You see, when a space is small, do like the Americans or even in certain other large countries where
High
they
rise.
have
High
less
rise.
land space.
High rise.
So you
building.
go upwards.
Yes. Yes.
So I was saying now, why would I done if I designed those buildings in Fair Holiday, instead of 6, I might have 12.
Yes.
I'd have built 2 stories, okay?
Yes. Yes.
Or we go up.
Yes.
We must tend to go upwards, okay?
Yes.
You know, I always admire, see that building that fly having signage in the corner. So we
Oh,
build a building so unique in that small space,
Yes,
and you
yes.
go upwards.
Yes.
What they could have done is build 2 floors and concrete the top, leave it, build it enough that you can go up maybe 1 floor. And that same open space,
Yes.
you may have activity there, it can be used or rent out.
Yes.
Those money can help even, you know, put aside to build back up the 3rd floor now, where
Yes.
you could rent and more space is there.
Yes.
So I think with a good incentive, an initiative by the government, you know, which is very helpful to people, and it encourages people to get into bandwidth. Watch a man say, Kingsley, get up, bin boy. I'm going to do like Kingsley boy. I'm going to try to set up my own business, set up a hostel on the road, one day this. I'm going to set up a business, right? So I think the government, the designer guys who design, the architect, they need to go start to build upward when we have less space, okay?
Yes.
I show your agreement, brother Glasgow.
Brilliant contribution, and that's why I support the point that the lady make. And this is what, you know, we want to hear, even from the opposition. Yes, you did something there that was good, but however, I think that you should have done, you know, and you could do
Right,
this.
that the kind of right, that the constructive discussion. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? And
Exactly.
you know, when I came after living in United States and I came forward home here, I'd approach a man within that time was the NDP government running. So I approached a minister and I'm going to call him. So I always bring them a race, say, why don't we go into building apartment blocks? Like I would look watching it in Barbie, because Barbie is my favorite vacation place. I used to watch the government have certain areas and like, you know, small apartment, like 2-story and so on. And if you do that, you build even 3 stories or 4 story, whatever. And you within a certain community. You know, like I know you, Kings, you know, you live about 200-300 yards from I, and maybe, you know, people get in that apartment. It's come like a family unit, you know what I mean? And people pay a small rent and so on. But when I put it to them, you know, they say, boy, Shaka, that will encourage crime. You see in America, so they have crime. So what? You are telling a man who live in a single home, a flat house, can commit crime? So that was the excuse. I used to bring it up on Ray 1 to 10, but I never see the incentive taken up, you know?
Okay.
But I'll give comrade credit and the government for taking incentive to build people homes. All they had liquor falls in between Florida. As I say, it's the people that you put, sometimes I say the government have good policies and everything, but the people who administrate it, a lot of them lackadaisical. Some do things spitefully because support another part. I said, boy, must work together. Whatever part you support, whatever you got a job, do your job properly, right? Because you don't know now if at time a government might change and you now end up getting fired because people know of your work criteria and so. So people need to get rid of these things here and work together hand in hand, right?
Okay.
So that was the last time I'm going to say, let me remind people. When I came Friday night, came late from karate classes. So when I was coming up the road, I met this youth man running through an alley. I said, what happening? He said, boy, Bungo, we shot this blast day, you know what I mean? In the I said, what do you mean? He said, boy, man, get shot. Well, the story I learned now, the man who gets shot, he passed out. Because what happened, brother Glasgow and Kingsley? When you get shot, not supposed to walk or run and travel a distance. Nobody, the man probably was panicking. The man told me to, and he see the man hold his side and run down the road and went hospital, he said, right? A lot of shots was blasted. A man tell me maybe about 10 shots. A brother of mine see when he been in his play and he just hold, you know, and all kind of thing. And shot bus and hit all people house door because some people they were in the back of me, them block 2,000 there, right? And I'm kind of digging hard with this killing. Since I was a little boy in this village, there was no killing. Man used to fight and so there was no killing ever went on. Since recently, the past couple of years, people getting gunned down up here and getting killed. Not even 200 yards from me, and I don't like it, right? Enough of the time people just kill one another for nothing. You can't replace a life.
Yes.
Once somebody replace, you cannot take a life. Your might will never forgive you. Use when the devil write it. There's no forgiveness. You know, if you defend yourself, if a man come and pull a knife in you, Kingsley, and you decide
different story.
Be and kill the man. You're innocent.
Different story.
Charges.
Yes.
That's how I see life.
Yes.
But you cannot take in a replaceable. Some people go and beat up the children because a child drop a teacup and break it up. Where you have 5, 6 more in a wagonette. And they could be beat up the child, you take your anger and frustration. Oh, me get us in me married. I'm 28, they can't break up. Foolish thing. You know, we must stop these things. You know, it's time enough we get mature and live our level of consciousness and strive for excellence in everything we do and strive for perfection. And anything you do, try to do it in a righteous way. It'll be right. So we walk, as we say, Kingsley, we walking in a righteous vineyard. Vineyard of righteousness. Let me try to speak right. I can speak and we can hurt you, but I'll do it in a way that I'll not hurt you, even if I know you're wrong.
Okay, then.
Instead of trying to play on all these things. We must watch our board, you know.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you,
the thing is word cannot be retracted. When the word goes out, that's it.
That's
Be
it.
mindful when you speak, okay? I always keep warning people. You can control all the members. You control your hand, your foot. But if I want to kick down a wall, I can direct my foot and kick down a wall. I want to box somebody, I can box somebody. But see, when I utter word on my mouth, I cannot retract. No matter how sometimes you apologize to people, blood the grass, they will still hold it against.
The damage has been done.
Okay, Bobo Shaka. All right, okay.
Yeah, man, give thanks, King. Now when I cut off.
Thank-
I was excited.
Thank you, Bongo Shaka, for your contribution.
Yeah, man. So bless you. Guy home safe, Kingsley, safe, Jai.
Yes, man. Thank you.
3 minutes before 9 o'clock, we want to thank Basil's Bar for providing the sponsorship for this program. And we want to thank WeFM for providing the platform so we could get the message out. It's time for us to pay attention to those people on the feedback live. But before we do that, we have a caller coming in.
Caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Mr. Kingsley, to you and your guest calling from beautiful Barbados.
Mr. Horn.
It's nice having you.
Good night, guys. Good night.
You calling from beautiful Barbados to wonderful St. Vincent. Most beautiful.
The two countries are beautiful because I have 50% Bajan and 50% vegetation.
Great.
And the name will tell you that. On.
Yes.
Anyway, I want to say that Bongo Shaka contribution just now was a good contribution.
It was.
The better contributions I have heard from him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was a really nice contribution, one I like. And I like the idea of he talking very nice of Barbados. And my favorite calling program, Stacks in Barbados. I'm a social commentator on Brass Stacks. And Brass Stacks is a really nice program.
Yes.
Anyway, Kingsley, I wasn't with you for the last 2 Tuesdays because my daughter got married on Saturday gone.
Yes.
So I was trying to help. She started some stuff.
So I thought you were in Canada.
No. When I am, you would know.
You're right.
You would know.
Definitely.
And then Casey, I know what's gonna happen. I can come to Argyle.
Uh-huh.
And when you see me come out, she departs, Lord, you can collapse. I will not be coming out alone.
I know you and Anta will be coming over from Barbados. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have a hustle up and a chariot the Friday, don't worry. Yeah.
I can get a car that I come down to Argyle. The departure, you will feel it.
Yes.
Anyway, Casey boy, it's good hearing you again.
Yes.
And I like my girl Anita. She made a good contribution tonight too.
Yeah.
Yeah. She have her ULP defender here, Glasgow, to take her around the coast. So I'm staying quite out of that.
But you know, Casey, I always say that I don't know now about Vincentian politics.
Yes.
But I love Rob Gonzalez so much that I was calling the professor, as you would know.
I know you call it the professor, yes.
Because I think he's a brilliant man. He's second best leader in the Caribbean after Mayor Motley.
Definitely.
What Kingsley said to that?
I support him.
Okay.
I love
we don't want any fight, so we will just go along with that.
I want women to be my leader.
But
in a fight because Mayor Motley and Rob Gonzalez, they're good friends. So I ain't even no fight.
they are.
If you're looking at Caribbean unity, we gotta cut out the fights.
Yeah.
And try to do the right things. We want to see happen in the Caribbean now. And consider what it is like you to have a conversation on. What it is like to see happen in the Caribbean is I would like to see the Caribbean countries get together and send, don't wait for the international people, and send some people to Haiti to bring some decency and peace.
Yeah, Haiti need all the help.
Haiti.
Yes, definitely.
I want to hear a conversation on that, how we can go about it, because the people in the governments, they don't know everything, and sometimes small contributions from these kinds of programs can help them to achieve the goals.
Yeah, definitely. I would like to hear Jomo Thomas discuss that with Dr. Richard Byron Cox and Dr. Cleve Scott, who's going to listen to see what will be their position and assist in Haiti.
But Casey, we can get that same kind of information on your show too.
Yes.
I want to hear you on your and maybe the gentleman that's here with you and maybe one or two other people and discuss it.
Yes.
Let me see how we can help Haiti, because it hurts my heart.
Yeah.
To see and to hear how the people living in Haiti, man, it's really ridiculous.
Yes,
really ridiculous.
Yes.
There really no difference between the gunmen in Haiti and the Taliban in Afghanistan.
Yes, definitely.
There's no difference between them and ISIS and their people.
Yes.
Anyway, Casey, I go hold the thing like I want to go. I want to say good night to my sweetheart friend in Canada. Casey, don't let the microphone drop on your hand,
Yeah, he's steady.
I really comment to
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. We listen to you.
Listen, I just want to say good night to Anita. And I hope she's all right, because they're getting chilly now, apparently.
Yes.
Casey, I was standing for you and Mr. Walker.
Yes. Okay.
Not Mr. Walker, Mr. Mason.
Yes.
But I ain't get it organized in time.
Okay, well,
So you don't worry.
when the time will come, don't
You
worry.
don't worry.
Yes. The time will
Don't
come.
worry about it.
Yes.
Next week.
Yes, okay.
Next week.
Okay then, all right.
Anyway, you guys have a great night.
Yeah.
Bongo Shaka, I want to compliment you on your contribution tonight, which I think was a very solid one.
Yes.
And Anita, your contribution was a good one too.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of going up, because you can't spread out no more. You're gonna go up.
Yes.
And that's something that we always discuss in Morris on the various calling programs. It's time to go up and not out.
Yes.
Because land is very scarce, and like the lady said, you got to keep some land to get some food to eat.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yes. Okay, so thanks for calling.
All the beautiful house you got, and you got the food, you can never left it.
Yes, okay. All right.
Anyway, guys, have a great night. I need you to stay safe.
Thank you.
And we'll talk again.
Thank you, and blessed night to you too.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you very much.
Great. What do we have? Kamal?
Lots of people up there. Man.
Yeah, we have a lot of people. We have a lot of people on Facebook, but I think Facebook conversation sometimes
Oh boy.
is reserved
Oh,
for
The commentary is strong.
16 plus.
and
60 plus.
And remember, I'm not on Facebook. I'm afraid of Facebook.
Here what Glasgow, they
Yes.
having their
Sometimes they're having their own
commentary
conversation.
going and what you raising. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like a cross talk.
That's how the two
But
is
it's good.
sweet.
It's
And
good.
then the language sometimes is very strong.
Yeah.
So,
But anyways, we have one here on WhatsApp. Says, "Good night, gentlemen." And this is taking us back to crime, right? Mr. Glasgow, you are. Oh, well, I guess they're asking a question, but they say you are. But it's you are. Are you one who believes that people commit crimes to support women? Because I surely don't understand what you meant when you stated. When you started to speak on crimes, there's a breakdown in our country. There is no respect for the rule of law in SVG, and it begins at the top.
Well, I'm not understanding. If a person said that they didn't understand what I was trying to say, clearly I'm lost here. I'm lost as to the comment that the person was making. Question: if I believe that the, persons commit crime to support women, you have cases where that do happen because again, lifestyle. In terms of saying that what comes from the top, are they talking about the family, the mother, the father? In some cases, yes. If they're going down the political line, I am not there.
That's cool.
Let's start.
That's cool. I read it for what it was there.
That's a clever response.
And I think that is a clever response. You're really proving that because I know the writer. I don't think the writer is mischievous. The writer is speaking from a legal background,
Yes.
and he's seeing crime affecting all sectors of society. But I agree with you when you say it. Surely don't understand what you mean when you say it starts at the top. I don't know. Leave that part of it next time. Yeah, let's go there.
Yes.
All right, let's try some on Facebook. There's some that I can show. One
Yeah,
from
but-
Winston John Burns Young says,
Winston Jambon is all
greed-
around.
greed is more the cause of crime than poverty.
Well, you see, right there, you get the answer from somebody
Yeah.
how to deal with the solution to
I'm
this.
saying in our country, the crimes that I see here, that's my belief. That's my opinion, and I agree with the caller.
All right. Also says that many, I don't know if you guys would say this, many who's born into it, their family. Let's try it again. Many who born into it, their family before them wasn't all clean cut and angelic. It's kind of written a bit funny, but you understand what it means.
Yeah. Yes.
Somebody says here, well, it looks like Winston is taking all the talk. Says the electorate sets up the governments by their vote.
Yeah, I mentioned to Glasgow, he said that he support the Christian. He said that.
yes.
Yes. So that is true.
Also says there's no world leader who has the experience in that position until they're elected to the said position.
So he's probably saying that when Dr. Friday come by, you will see a better job done. That is being currently done. Yeah, okay, all right. Okay.
Let's see. I agree with you on the crime issue. No, I agree with you on the crime issue. I agree with you on it's people, not God, that puts government in place. Then after that, you went downhill from there.
I didn't think Glasgow downhill. Now I could just deal with the facts. God ordained leader and leadership, but God puts up government.
Yes.
The people elect a party of their choice, and according to the Constitution, the party becomes the government of the state. But to say, if God is so ordained government, Pastor Dada might be the prime minister.
Somebody is asking what party Kings does support.
Don't know.
Yeah, I know which one.
Don't know.
Saint Vincent and the Grenadines.
I just thought that I placed that in
Yeah,
it, but
yeah.
it's there. It's
But
there.
I am an oppositionist, that's all. Yeah, it's my training. Yeah.
All right, let's do something. Someone writes, building up is not a bad idea. However, building up requires elevators.
But you know, when I hear the building up tonight mentioned by Glasgow, I ponder and Bongo Shaka and Anta. Because when Friday mentioned that step in the razor, and then when you talk on Dr. Friday, you know we doing, you want to turn tongue into a slum. But he didn't any pass. So he can't be big. And let me say special good night to Noel Jackson. Noel Jackson, I have known you for quite some long time, and I have a level of respect for you. Don't make people like Stephen Razor make you lose blow off your top. Because he called in the Noel Jackson program and tell Noel Jackson that I advocating for the NDP. And Jackson so cleverly respond, is the management and staff of WFM allowing me? Jackson, I've been connected to WFM for the last 30 years. Only 110 Jews ever tell me, leave a topic alone. That's all I'll say to you. Besides that, Jews and WFM never tell me who to bring. All they do encourage me to try to be as level and impartial as possible. Yeah, let's go.
I think I can only do about one more.
Yeah, someone? You have a call?
We have a caller? Caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Hello, good evening. Gentlemen, good evening.
Yeah, call.
And good evening to you.
Call. Somebody expect you to call.
I hear that.
Somebody expect you to call. They said you can't beef is anyway.
Well, the person better tell me to come beef, and that gentleman from Barbados better send me two small block of cheese. I will to clear them. Yeah, I will to clear them. Just forward the charges.
Yes.
But sometimes the kind of, in today's world, depends on the kind of business when you're already gone in 2024, because you already take stock. Everybody in the country can support one party. It would never happen.
Definitely not.
Not even if you force them by arms, it can't happen.
Well, you only country I know have one party, one vote, a Cuba.
Yeah, well, that's a little objection. But really and truly, I can't understand. Sometimes, okay, I may call us something about the comrade. You may jump into something about the comrade. But if people respond, what's on the comrade?
Yes.
Definitely.
Things like comrade go laugh. You may say something, it's just to laugh sometimes. So, I mean, we ain't really shutting each other. I mean, let me go back. I hear talking a while ago about our building up. You mean our building going up in the air?
Yeah, and skyscraper.
Construction-wise?
Yes.
High rise.
But everybody building, but nobody not build parking lot. Where the ground floor can be for parking?
Well, that's a complimentary to the commentary which was made by Anta and Bongo Shaka, so that's a good idea there too. Mm-hmm.
Let me get parking. Like for instance, I'm not beating it, but I mean, Jules it's in an advertisement. Couriers workers parking in front of couriers. Where the customer supposed to park?
Downstairs couriers.
They not leave until 4 o'clock in the evening. Why you have to park in the front?
Too much permanent park in Kingston, I agree with you.
But I'm only saying that's me. That should be for the customers. Why should I park down bottom to go and buy 16 sacks of cement? I should park right there.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Good point.
But generally speaking,
But Carl, from
Yeah.
a positive standpoint, we see what Couriers Hazels has at Diamond. You have parking galore out there, so we provide that kind of parking out there. Okay?
yeah, I understand. But I mean, based on the way you have to carry, you should come by what you want.
Yeah, so in Kingston, they should have some parking
But Corey
provided for customers.
says it's different, don't worry.
No, I understand. I'm just saying, the workers parking this front, they're not leaving until 4 o'clock in the evening.
Yes.
Some of the vehicles, they even move from the parking, and you talk about months and years.
Yes, yes.
Park up there 8 to 4, 7:30, 7:45 to 4 o'clock. So why should I park in the parking lot to go and pick up my stuff? You know, that kind of way there, but you can't sit on them so long because I'm trying to do advertisement. Everybody years it's nigger. It seems to me as we get more educated, we lose focus on certain things. We are not sheep, we are not goat, we are not, you understand? I'm talking about me being a father as well too.
Yes.
We are not sheep, we are not goat. We are not. Nobody to see me out because what? All concrete. So the kind of wondering when all that started happening, what we expect them to do? Some years ago we had ferrying partner was kind of ferrying posing up, and I said, well, look at how should been to me, like if we never used to make ferrying.
Carl, I think just came up on the Facebook page here. They say if I tell you don't speak too much parables, get straight to your point.
No, but they have to listen. they have to listen and figure it out.
Okay.
Yes.
Years ago, we used to walk from Delay, go over Fairban, between Fairban and Fairban, to the clinic and come back in Delay.
Yes. To go to the lowest point at home.
So there's some lands the people from Delay used to walk years ago as well.
Oh yes. Yes. Over.
Most of the stuff turned into residential now.
Yes.
But those lands between
My relatives, those people you're talking, my relatives that used to walk those land over the hill there.
But Glasgow, when the Carl talk about walk, we used to walk
And I used to go there.
we used to walk from Fountain past time, you can go up the hill if you look for fat pork. You remember fat pork?
Yeah.
Yeah. Best fat pork in the whole world.
we used to quarry.
Yeah, exactly.
I will allow it back some, but I'm just saying, right now we have nothing. We have been from home to work, and then years ago we talk about somebody may thief something, and then the man who thief, he may come from a poor family, but right now when I saw him, and who was 15 subjects still thieving something from the bank.
Carl, you know when you talk, it hit me down back memory lane. One time, right? I go and cross Billy, right? Billy had a hot plum tree. I eat so much hot plum when he went with me teeth at me. Boy, I can remember them days. Hot plum. What? Japanese river thing. They beat mango, hot plum and fat pork. Anybody who didn't tap me, they could tell you boy.
But the point is really is no more fun. No more fun. Everything is just serious. A gun, a cutlass. No more, you can't match somebody right now. Everybody want to fight.
Never tell them sorry.
You can't tell a man sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Years ago, right there in back, below Bascom shop there, where Mako live there. It's a cricket day every Sunday, every evening, knuckle the ball, everybody enjoy themselves.
Yeah, thing really
You talk
cool.
about the lady Miss Philip or Miss Peter or something.
Madam, the name of the park is Madam Louis.
And Miss Philip Mango.
Young people don't know the name. Madam Louis.
At the top.
I'm just saying, Kingsley.
Yeah.
Nothing happened there now.
We try to get it to be the same.
Yeah.
It changed, but we didn't really keep anything. We more keep the American culture. Like for instance, I was gonna say it on Facebook just some time ago. The amount of money the Americans spent on the Ukraine war, they didn't give Africa piece of that in 100 years. You understand?
Yeah.
So when I see the war leaders talk about this to myself, is now they really know Africa are war leaders?
Yes.
Nothing. You know, and some people will listen to me jumping all over, but I mean, I can't take all night to visit piece of everything.
Yes.
You know, years ago, you go in the house, your grandmother, your mother make one pot of tea. Now you have to beg your children to drink tea. You don't want some tea for water.
You go drink a Buster.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if you take you drink a Buster.
Yeah, all right then, Carl.
And in the part of Haiti, with the cards, and I think we will need a referendum for that.
Yeah.
Because Haiti is in a particular class by
It's
itself.
it's a very valid point you are making there, sir. In terms of
We need a referendum on that.
it's
Because
serious.
you who go to help, they're going to kill you.
Yeah, it's in
Yeah,
a,
so
a
we-
bad situation, and it's difficult
Yes.
to send your citizens in there.
Yes.
What I want- what
so
I-
we gotta- so
What I wanted to say
we
about
gotta
Haiti, I
leave
think
them
you
like
just
that,
call for the radio.
Mm,
or call a referendum on that. Because that is serious.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah, seems like if the gangs is the government,
Yeah.
or the government saved the gangs. But anyway, let me leave it there for now.
Yes, okay, Carl. Right. 457
Good contribution, my brother.
4579997, 4579994. Yes. So go ahead, Glasgow. Go ahead.
Yes. So on the issue of Haiti, I think the caller hit the nail, the hammer on the nail there, because clearly the situation in Haiti is one that is frightening,
Yes.
and it is not easy. It would be a very difficult, and I hear the Prime Minister talk about it, even in terms of the language and barrier that exists. To send your citizens in there is a serious situation. Caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Hello. Good night, Kinley.
Good night.
Good night, Kinley. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well, John Miguel.
All right. Kinley, I want to ask you.
I am not the host of the program.
But he's directing something to you, Kingsley.
Okay, go ahead.
Nope, nothing wrong with that, John. Go ahead.
All right. I want to ask Kinley a question. Serious question. Kinley said that she's a member of the new Democratic Party.
If I'm
led by
a member, you asking me
Godwin Shire.
you asking me if I'm a
Okay.
member? No,
Hello?
I never vote for a political party. That don't make me a non-member. Okay.
Kinley,
Yes, John Miguel.
you hear me?
Yeah, I hear
Yes,
you.
yes. But he didn't. Are you asking if he's a member of the New Democratic Party?
Yeah. Kinley is a member of the new Democratic Party led by Dr. Godwin Shire.
I go answer you. The NDP had a use for me.
Okay?
Yeah.
I know you're the member of that party. I know that. Now, I want to ask you a serious question about your leader,
Yeah.
Dr. Godwin Shire.
Yeah.
What could Dr. Godwin Shire do for the people of St. Vincent de Grenadines?
Okay, I would answer
What?
you. I would answer you.
If you could tell me one thing that you could do to make a difference for the poor people especially, for the working people, for all the people in St. Vincent de Grenadines.
Yeah.
I believe in my heart that Dr. Godwin Shire is not capable of leading this country into the next election. He's going to lose the next election. It's going to be fixed in our country.
You ULP supposed to come out there because
We don't want no change for who?
Okay.
Change for what?
Okay, John.
Huh?
Yeah, okay. We get the message.
We do
John.
not want Dr. Shire to govern this country because Dr. Shire cannot run something to underground. He cannot. He don't have the capability.
Wow.
He is not a politician.
Wow.
He is not a leader.
Wow.
And I gone.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks, yeah.
Well, that is John Miguel opinion.
This tonight's program is for us to shake up in the night.
English, that is the opinion of John Miguel. Thank you for your contribution.
The views expressed there with the last caller, that those of management staff of Wayframe. We see Anta calling back the way we want to one. Anta, where you want, girl?
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Glasgow, I want to correct something that Kingsley say. Allow me 1 minute.
You go ahead.
Kingsley,
Oui.
nothing was wrong with what what Dr. Friday said about going up.
Oh, you remember that?
What he said to do and how he said.
I thought you have a
And
convenient memory.
he said something wrong. Let me apologize upfront. Didn't he say to build high rise in town and move the people from country into town to ease the traffic? Didn't he draw reference where the Juicy used to be?
Can't recall you
That's
ever.
my point.
Can't recall you ever say that.
You can't record,
No.
right? Okay. But you record that when he said it was Stephen raised the say and I come and raise the point. Now, well, it's what he said to do and how he said to do it.
Where and
When you
okay.
raise a point, Kingsley, you must finish it. I
Okay.
never said and would never say that nothing was wrong with what he said. I live in a country where you go up all 19 and 20 and 24 stories,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But he said to build high rising in town and move people in town to ease the traffic.
Stepping with the
Yes,
Cardiff,
right.
stepping with the Cardiff to remind me that's Friday,
Goodbye.
say that? Yeah, okay.
Thank you for
Yeah,
your correction. Caller, good evening and welcome to the program. It's your program. We lose that caller?
Yes, 45799.
So you can call back.
97 45799. Let me say good evening to my beautiful sister Anne-Marie de Freitas.
And let me face the fact as it relates to the high rise, Kingsley. It has a certain stigma that is attached to it. But I believe that, we can break out of that.
But I did recall, I was just provoking Anita, I did recall that Dr. Friday was suggested to build a high-rise apartment where the Juicy building is.
Yes.
That location for me was
That's a no-no.
No.
That's a no-no.
But high-rise apartment is something.
It
that
is.
should consider.
We
Yes.
definitely have to go in that direction.
But Stephen Razor, he come in with his twang and he tell them that he want to turn Kingston into a ghetto.
Well, caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen. I support the idea of building up, right, because that will save land. And I will like the agriculture minister in the region to come together and see what's suitable, what could go in a land, okay, in a country, right? But crop is better be suitable to grow in a country so that we can help our economy. Instead of importing too much, we can supply ourselves among ourselves in the region. And I like intention to never say never, because some people really think we're going to have Kunamai to lead this country, but he did. So if you give Friday a chance, it might be the same thing. So everybody deserves a chance. That's my contribution. Thank you.
Okay.
I can check. Yes.
The caller reminded me, Glasgow. When I was a boy, my father told me that the then Inspector Bassi, who died, said to Sir James Mitchell, "You will never be Prime Minister St. Vincent again." Sir James came and solved St. Piniers.
Yes.
When Ralph Gonsalve came, people say Ralph Gonsalve want to take away the house, take away the land. He's doing 23 years. You can't write off somebody for a political reason. John Miguel has an obsession with Dr. Friday. But I want Friday to continue. When he comes Prime Minister, I will carry him to see John Miguel.
But in terms, the caller said that things that we didn't expect. There was nothing that we didn't expect from Dr. Gonzalez. Nothing.
He asked for the job, you know?
Exactly.
And he came prepared for the job.
He was prepared for the job, and he had the vision as to where he wants to take this country and its people. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Dr. Gonsalve attacking his stupid like a Friday talk.
Cut you off, really, man. Don't cut you off. Yeah, he talked about nonsense.
Sorry, my friend,
Yeah, man,
but
it's
we believe that we ought to be
He called for a shake up tomorrow.
friendly, and as it relates to the program is going very smooth.
Your commentary is welcome, but you can't come.
Yes, I
with a battery.
and I agree with you. So we have a next caller?
No, we have a next
No.
caller.
Yeah, so I am saying that Dr. Gonzalez clearly came with a vision. Yeah. And it in terms of leaders, you have somebody, and it doesn't just happen, Kingsley. It doesn't just happen.
I laughed in here, right?
Yes.
One of my sisters listening, Anne-Marie, Anne-Marie and Valerie, and Valerie is actually, she is beautiful too. So she was she feels jealous because I say Anne-Marie. Let's just say everybody is beautiful in their own way.
Everybody is
Valerie is tall and Anne-Marie is short. Yeah. But I wouldn't say Valerie is beautiful, I would say Valerie is awesome. Okay. Yes. You have a caller, Ralph?
Yes, caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good night. Stephen Razor want somebody mash up the other foot. That man just spits me off,
Well, that, you see, that we're not encouraging, Yeah, not on this program.
Yeah, let me say good evening to one of my neighbors who's listening to me, Patsy Holder. I hope you're having some fun. Hey, Janet Matthews, Ashford came here, you don't get the road fixed just now, eh? Yeah, he tell me so. You should tell the young guys that you're going to fix.
You're going to fix. Somebody is doing a footpath which was rejected. The government was going to do a footpath, as we talk about it, going down there. We said no. That's a road. We want a road. Yes. But actually, some private person is doing a footpath.
Okay. I hope it's not what Ashford talking about, a footpath. We want a road go across.
Yeah, I think eventually. But what I was saying what I think should have happened actually is that Janet should have accepted the footpath for future.
When it was offered.
Yes. For future development. Saying, look, we're not accepting the footpath forever. We are expecting a road in the future.
All right. Someone says here on Facebook, too much high rises in the Caribbean will take away from the natural beauty and the unique characteristic of the Caribbean. A few, yes, will become necessary, but I hope we don't get carried away with too many of them.
Well, I that's a word.
Yes.
Worthwhile contribution. I don't think that we will go crazy and build out of shape for high street building, but I heard the deputy leader of the ULP saying today that he would like to see where an assessment is made of the use of land in Sylvester, uses for agriculture and uses for housing.
I was looking at zoning.
Yes.
This area is,
And he's best placed because he's an agriculturist by
I think it's important. Like I said, that is a conversation, that need to be had in this country because agriculture is
but Glasgow,
the backbone.
Beside Montreal Gardens, there's a place called Welcome in Sylvester.
Yes.
Some of the most unspoiled land is in Welcome,
Yes.
You ever really take a good look at Welcome to see the forestry and the way the lands are laid out up there?
Yes.
Really amazing.
You have what you call, and we often talk about, the cross-country road, and we have a nice trail, with what you call from Belmont, the Kennedy.
You remember
Kennedy Trace?
Remember we used to walk across a place called Erie Hill?
Yes, that's the Kennedy Trace. It goes from Belmont, come right across, come over to Fenton, going to the Calboni, top of Welcome, straight over to Fenton. So beautiful trace it is. Caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Yes, I listen all you good.
Well,
It's left to be seen if we would really get the road in. From by me to Welcome. Mr. Wendell Glass.
That brought you out.
Janet
I hope it fixed my God grace and God.
Janet Matthew.
Well, time.
Time is not different as you go nice. The idea on your side. You go nice.
Hey, what man? I meet Ashford was right. He said, boy.
Never do that, Sean. I never do that, Sean. Here, the
president for Western Georgia, wherever they are doing, you
Chairman.
only for Mama Guy,
Man, you know, Mama Guy, man, he said Kingsley is the one thing we gotta make sure we join the road. So he said Glasgow.
you think
And
it's
he and
not
Curtis
when the
thing.
glass no, it ain't easy for coming here. It's what? It's yesterday, I don't like when he had it, don't call up my name.
Your name has to be called, Janet.
Call me name, innit?
All right.
It's sometimes I was telling a guy when make my son taken and he came and the guy heard my voice. He said, wait, you mean they can't give you a road, a woman like you and nobody else who campaign in Western George like you? And they say when they'll Glasgow and the Etty, was waiting for you when they'll come wrong. Have a blessed night.
You have a blessed one too.
And I gone.
All righty.
Janet, I could promise you, once in my life, Glasgow will be reminded Etty Matthews and Ashford Road that when we build a road there, we can call it Janet Matthews Highway. Okay.
We think the road is important, and it's not only for Janet, but to link
accessibility
to
to
link
welcome.
to Gumi, because the people of Welcome have difficulties in terms of getting a van to drop them up there, because the van has to go up
one way in
and
way
come
out.
back down. And
the road
also
is
you have
terrible.
what we call a razor ridge in the same Welcome there, where that could easily, take the river. You have two rivers.
You have a call.
We have a caller. Caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Everybody hot your Kingsley.
Man. Hey, let me go back to my from the era, man. Janet, you were going to come.
Yes, so I was talking about
it taking some time.
It will
but
take
will
time.
eventually
Things,
come.
not that is not the only road.
Because Glasgow, the terrain it will be costly to complete the road.
Of course, it will be.
Yes.
It will be. So it's a big project that would have to be undertaken by the government. So, like I said, it is something that we've been talking about, and in case of a disaster, welcome could be cut off, and that road will be the road, you understand, to take them out.
People who don't know.
So we think it's an important road.
We had a big depot to call it. Is we call it Sadie.
Yes.
Man, if people will see that place here, that Welcome is a small village in our community that has that ambience. It's natural like the Montreal Garden, natural like the Vermont Little Trail. But as Glasgow say, the access to leave Welcome is needed. And one of these days, I would love to be able to see that road finished.
Yes. So it's something that, we, and I know Curtis has been, there even before he became, the representative, seeing the need and the importance of linking Welcome to Gumi. So it's something that we...
I can remember Glasgow, one Yvonne Frances Gibson won the seat. She went where Carl Judith is living, put a mic and thank the people. So James called and tell her, go up in Welcome and thank the people.
Yes.
Don't stop over here. Welcome is the village.
Yes.
And we see too much things that we need to see.
It have a piece of road that I would love to see do too. You have where Awu Awu is living out there. That is a piece of road, that I'm thinking Awu is a person. And when you call that name, I could talk about this individual. And when I talk about this individual, for those young people with all their limbs.
This is a man who has a double amputee and walk land like a...
He's working the land. He's mining cattle. He's mining his sheep, goat, and pig. And if he can do it, then what happened to those strong young men with all their limbs? So
let me say good evening to the Johns and Billy. I know Babylon tell me I laugh so much. Babylon, I just can't help more than to laugh at people sometimes. I don't really laugh with them, but laughing at them. I laugh at them tonight. Right.
Yes. and one of the things that I talked about, Kingsley, that I give credit to the old governments, Joshua and Cato. What they used to do is to maintain those roads. It may not be concrete or pitch, but what they used to do, they used to send in gangs there and always, keep the drain. And
when we used to go across Erie Hill,
yes,
we never had a problem getting across because I just said these officers properly kept.
Yes. Gangs used to
So go and
always
clean
go
them.
on those,
Yeah,
government road, those government trail,
Yeah.
and always used to have them,
Yeah.
So when you're ready,
it's a better nigga.
when you're ready for, whether to concrete
Yeah.
or to,
the surface is solid.
it is already, easy to be done.
Somebody seems to ask a question here, Mr. Glasgow. Give us 2 examples of where men have committed serious crime against their women. So somebody's asking you a nutshell here. Give them 2 examples from where you sit in, where men has committed serious crime against their women. Well, you are asking that because I live here.
Well, that one is not for me to, and they know.
You got so much men who did some stupidness.
We had one, St. Martin's.
One just get 29 years.
Yeah,
We do. You do nothing wrong. I'm sorry. I know a man left the airport, walk up a hill, go up the airport, catch a van, go south of it and kill a girl.
So crimes, as I said, clearly it's in St. Vincent in particular, and a lot of the crimes. Yes, for example, we talk about Haiti, and a lot of the crime I believe that is taking place in Haiti is because of poverty.
That's cool. I have to always mention my father. My father was an encyclopedia. When I was young, my father told me there was an altercation between 2 men. One of the man went and looked for the other man. When he reached where the man lived, he met his wife combing a friend head. He said, "Where your husband there?" She said, "In the home." And we do? It's like a cutlass and behead the woman. That went way before my time.
Yeah.
And with the man there, he been going to America, but he don't there.
Yes.
You can
We
so
know
much people just comment.
Yes, we know instance of where a nurse lady was gunned down like in front of barracks.
But by somebody who's highly trained and should know better.
Yeah.
But the love of get the better for him. Yeah, okay.
So we have several instances where, men, I don't understand the question in any case, why asking that particular question.
The
because
question is called from somebody who is highly trained.
Oh, maybe they just
they probably just want to put it like
testing.
So I gave you 2 examples, my friend.
Yeah.
So Scott from the same area, so we know what we're talking about. Okay. Yeah. So the time in St. Vincent and Grenadines is 19 minutes before 10. Tonight's program is being sponsored by Basil's Barry Fine Downstairs, the Cobblestone at Basil's in Villa, and you also find on a must-see. And the views expressed here tonight is not those of Basil's. And we FM provide a platform for us to have this robust discussion, and we're trying to keep it as friendly and clean as possible. That's why we cut our stepping razor.
Yes.
Good night, Mrs. Valentine. I know 2 people listen to us, Glasgow. Mr. and Mrs. Crichton from the Queen Drive area, they call us when I was down.
Yes.
It just as people who just long for Tuesday night,
yes,
and they just love to hear the
and brother says,
Conwood says,
my good friend said, haven't heard you for a while. Hope all is well. Yes. That voice is such. It's like music.
Yeah, somebody go back and they say that's a throwback. Farmer's Diary,
yes.
NBC Radio. My name is Conwood says.
That voice is like music to the air. So we would love to hear you, Brother Conrad.
Must be he calling him.
Another caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. Hello. Mr. DeFreitas, I just want you to tell me when the tourist season starts.
It should be November 15th.
You know, the reason why I'm calling in to get this thing sorted out. The road, you see the road going down to Indian Bay by Miss Balcom down there?
Terrible.
I know it's terrible. In last year, a lot of tourists was going down there, you know, to do a little bathing and things. Yes. And I think they need to sort out that piece of road.
But I will tell you something, Carla. Last week I spoke about the tourism sites, and I had a call from the research officer to the Prime Minister Augustine for them, and that he took some notes, and as I mentioned, the lookout in Belmont need repairs. To get to the artifacts in Lyon need cleaning. To get to Fort Charlotte, the road is terrible. To get to Montreal Garden, you're lost in patrol. to go down by the Paris of the Caribbean. Oh, Jesus, man, I told you. And the season starts soon. Soon.
I'm telling you, man, that road was there so for a long time.
But since me a boy, me I go Indian Bay, he will never fix. The road is terrible. When I go down there sometimes, I just say, boy, let me walk down and park up in the middle of the road. When I walk, I bring up my whole foot.
I don't think it will take much to really fix it, you know.
Regards to what it takes, it's one to be fixed because, as you say, people ask us to take them to beaches, and when we take them there, they say, this is the road that you have to drive. So I agree with you.
Jeez, yeah.
The road is terrible.
It's terrible, man.
Yeah, and I hope that the Minister of Tourism, I know he was on his Star FM program last week, shining through for you, but I think I had a better impact because if the resort officer called me for information I spoke about, that means I did a better job than Carlos James last week. Yeah.
But it's a good observation from the caller. I went down to
who is the era, representative
for that particular era. The potential leader of the ULP, Kamala Gonsalves.
Jesus, man, no man. He has to do something better than that, man. That road is terrible, man.
Well,
and it's a long
you know what Kamala office in Calico? I
don't really go and deal with politicians, you know.
No, ask if you know where his office is.
No.
His office is adjacent to a restaurant called Four Shells. The restaurant is one of the top restaurants in Simmons. The people get quality service there. But the drain out there, oh Lord.
Man, Camilo, wake up, man.
Come on. Yes, you have every thing. Kingsley, I think the caller made a good observation. The tourist season is upon us, and I know definitely the road to Indian Bay is in a bad shape and really needs some attention.
And both of them, the one at the large and the one at the main Indian Bay, needs repairing. Terrible. Yeah. So
okay, then, fine.
Thank you for calling, sir. We take note of your observation.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes. They have a nice advertisement here on BFM. Tourism is for us. Tourism is for everybody. But sometimes I wonder if they realize what they're really saying.
Yes.
Because that's what I would in a bit of interest, you know.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. As I said, I had, I've been down there recently.
When I pick up your drive, you go down there, you can't get out there.
Sugar to come out. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but on the issue of roads, I noticed, Kingsley, that I don't know when last you went up to Daphne.
Daphne, as in after you play for Terry Gibson, Daphne?
Yes, even from Jimmy Ford. Well, I know that there was planned to do the road from Pansomby, and clearly, heavy construction is going on presently. They are doing the drains, and caller, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Yes, good afternoon. I want to ask him if it have an office in Calico.
Kamala Gonsalves?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw a red building there and his pictures, and so I suggest that is his office.
Well, I don't see him for a long time.
Well, I don't see him on my phone for calling a number to call him. When I call, you don't answer me. So.
And you know who talking, right?
Catch your voice.
Yeah, the man and the stepman.
Yeah, catch your voice.
Yeah. Anyhow, you all have a blessed night.
Yes, okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, bye.
The man and the step, they remind me to shout up Big Youth. Big Youth, I know I was listening. Go to that till the man and step down, they remind me of Big Youth. You seem to have a caller there?
Yes.
A
caller?
Yeah, Bongo Shaka.
Caller, good evening.
Yeah, Bongo Shaka.
Yeah, quickly, I want to get information. That incident you said your father told you about, with the man cutting the woman's neck, the name was Spence.
I know. You think I don't remember? Of course I know. I just don't want to call nobody. Yeah.
I met him in New York when I was living there. I had a couple of chats with him,
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Bongo Shaka.
Yeah, that.
You hear Aneta say that Gonsalves have a memory of an elephant? Anybody who get better memory in Simmons?
I know your dad even sharp. Remember your daddy told you about that because he knows me well. Very respect, right? Yeah. So what you said with the roads is important. They need to get with those roads up and running.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's not bad it's very bad for us. You can't do the old thing. a vehicle might drop in hole and somebody ring and
Yeah,
damage your neck.
I go along in one up Montreal. It caused me a shock and too. Real bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. I was trying to bring the discussion on with sister, but I was cut short when I was reading about the road to go down Coconut Cove. So I was going and touching all those roads, but start with
Where
to
we
go
go-
down by the queue and embassy.
Where been going? Where been on Coconut Cove for?
Huh?
Where was going on for Bona Sensei?
No, you're crazy, all right? No, I go down there, I teach private karate down by
Oh, okay. Oh, I just checking. I just checking.
But
Yeah.
I walk there sometimes. So I go cross the beach, but I do walk to take time and look at the road. But sometimes the embassy shout me if he pass down there, and the road is very bad,
Yeah,
especially when it's raining.
the road is
you go down
terrible.
right to his entrance
Yeah.
there. to
And
go and get
you
the
know,
embassy.
Bongo Shaka, they're becoming very popular. You know.
Push Mr. Ferdinand, that we
Yes.
say touch base with you.
Yes.
That's very good.
Yes.
Make sure touch base with them, call them every so often, because sometimes we got to be a reinforcer,
No, I
an enforcer.
think when he called with interest, and he made a lot of sense when he and I spoke, and I guess he was looking for information that he could report to the minister of what taking place for somebody who's involved from a tourism standpoint directly. So I think it was a good call from him. Yes.
Yeah, and hearing from a man like you, a man who's very respecting the taxi field and you're intelligent with what you're doing and your work.
I will tell
It's good that they take on board what you say, no?
I will tell you something,
But
Bongo Shaka. To be honest with you, the Ministry of Tourism and the then CEO of the Tourism Authority always take my suggestions seriously. So I really appreciate the effort that you encourage them to do that.
And I feel very humble to know, because I always seen a lot of ideas and discussion come up on radio programs whereby people can take them on board and they workable ideas or solution to many problems that we have in. But they look at you because you have no degree and they say you're from that society or that family or whatever, and they overlook it. But even they always say even the fools have this thing. So sometimes you can make a sense of, out of man you perceive as a fool, So it's very good indeed. So I feel humble to know that, I love to know when things come up on radio and they work and so on,
Okay.
They make money.
All right.
It's very good things. So keep it up and keep your eye out when you go in areas and let them know,
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Give thanks again. Bless up.
All right.
Yeah, you are our final caller.
Hello, good night.
And good night to you.
Mr. Glasgow and Mr. Freitas.
Yes, Miss Sarah.
Do you know a little piece of Haiti's history that has always fascinated me when they got their independence? You all are aware of the fact that the French settled in Haiti, and they brought in the African slaves to take care of it, as was per usual in those days.
Yes.
Are you aware of the fact that the only country in the world that ever defeated their conquerors happened in Haiti?
Yes.
When Toussaint Louverture took over the government of Haiti?
Yeah.
They are the only black peoples in the world that ever defeated a white person, a white army.
Yes.
And
they are being punished. Everlasting.
And they were punished ever since.
As a result of.
If they wanted anything from any part of the world, the French had some tax they slapped on them, and they had to picture the nose to get it. And when the French was no longer able to collect the tax from Haiti, they sold the debt to the United States. And the United States carried on with that same debt to Haiti. Haiti has been punished ever since for bringing down that white army.
Yeah, that's a good observation, and I'm hoping that Jomo Thomas and Dr. Byron Cox could get together and discuss the importance of Haiti and where they are from, where they came from. And I agree with you, Glasgow, probably with a strong word, but I agree with him and you that they're being punished up to 24 days.
Yeah, everlasting. It's as a result of that.
Yes, and after we leave this studio, we're going to play a song from.
Okay, it's nearly 10, so let me get off
Yeah.
here.
Thank you for your contribution.
Haiti, I'm sorry. David read up. We're going to for them tonight. Yes. So, Glasgow, it's 7 minutes before 10 o'clock.
Yes. Just want to end on the issue of the road work that is being done in Gome. And I said,
we're doing some PR for your party.
Well,
I want help for Curtis again.
Some work is being done.
Curtis Field.
And we are happy for that.
I'm sorry.
Kingsley is running me off. Kingsley, do not want me
you have 5 minutes
to talk about,
your 5 minutes is yours. You
so you tell him to set up the...
well, I hate you. I'm sorry.
Yes, I want to hear it too.
I miss Harold made an excellent contribution. That's why she's our last.
Yes,
because I never knew that. I read about it, but I didn't know it was so detailed that they actually took our government.
Yeah.
So they're being punished, as you say.
They are being punished as a result of that. So a lot of work is being done right now, and the Prime Minister talked about it. It's part of the roads program that is open up, and I hope, and that is I'm just hoping that we do not have the set of hold up that, like what has taken place in Richland Park.
But the Richland Park is completed after.
It is completed now, but it took a real long time.
It was really frustrating.
I hope that, this one, you come up to Daphne and you will see a lot of work is being done. They are preparing the drains and so on. And then for the road, some areas they are raising the road in the Graves area.
So Curtis King getting something done?
Oh, yes. Things have been done.
Congratulations, Curtis.
We're looking good. We're looking good.
Unofficial PR is doing a good job for you.
We're looking good.
Okay.
So,
right, Ashford?
As it relates to the road. So from Pansambee out to Jimmy Ford would be looking real good.
Yes.
In the not too distant future. Tonight's program, Kingsley.
I enjoyed it too, man.
It was good. We had some, not many, but all the contributors.
99.9% of them was really good.
Was good.
Except Steppin.
Well, no. I talk about the contributors, those persons who contributed to the program was very good. And that is what the program is about.
But Glasgow, you experience it every day. People just wait for the open forum. People just wait for the truth of the program. It's a program where you can identify yourself. It's simple. It's not like Voices who is up there.
Yes.
We try to keep it simple.
It's your program.
It's the people's program.
It's the people's program.
And I feel good sometimes because, hey, let me tell you, I get a job. The man say his wife still look free man when he make his head. And I get me a job, I feel so good.
Yeah.
Today, I got one job today. It's a lady who came on the flight from Barbados. She said, the dispatcher, how do you have a taxi boy? You have this particular voice I'm looking for. I just opened my voice. That's my man there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So people look forward to the open forum.
Yes.
And it's good to be with you yet another Tuesday. My God, this year is going and it's going real fast. It is the end of September.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you say that if you get paid, you'll get paid, man?
I'm gone.
You'll get paid the month done?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I get paid all the time.
You depend on relief? I'm sorry for all the listeners.
Yes.
I miss Harold. This song is being played especially for your listening.
Yes.
Your attention and what you're doing. Let's go.